I'm going to talk today about finding time for creativity. And a client asked me this week, how do I find time to come up with the big ideas that will really change my business? Because I'm always so bogged down in the day-to-day. And this is something that so many of us struggle with. How do we find that time? I'm Joanna Pieters, creator of Vitally Productive, and I work with business leaders and entrepreneurs to help them make the most of their focus and energy with brain-based solutions. Now, the big problem here is not the time. It's the fact that we're pressurising ourselves to deliver to a deadline. And the brain doesn't do deadlines. The brain can come up with a creative solution in milliseconds. It doesn't need an hour, 2 hours a day, but it needs the environment and it needs to be primed. So you need to focus on two things. The first is, what kind of information does the brain need to come up with those ideas? Now, that might be spending a little bit of time immersing yourself in your business, in your client data, in your website figures, in thinking through what it is you like to do in your daily life, if it's a more of a personal issue. What does your brain need to consider? And the second is, how can you create an environment where your brain isn't under pressure to produce the amazing thought? An environment where your brain can be more relaxed. Now, you know the kind of places where you have great ideas, whether it's in the bath, in the car driving, maybe it's cleaning your teeth, maybe it's at conferences or in interesting meetings. Everybody's brain is different, and you'll know the places where you historically have come up with the really good ideas, the ones that really transform situations. So your job is not to create an hour to come up with your great idea, but to create the environment where your brain starts to problem solve naturally and healthily. And the other thing to add is that brain insights vanish really fast. So start developing the habit of, when you have a good idea, to make a note of it then and there, on a voice recorder, on a notebook, on a bit of paper, on the notes app, on your phone. Doesn't matter where, keep a record of it so that you can come back to it later. So that's how you can be more creative in your business and home life. If this is useful, share it with a colleague. And if you haven't yet discovered your vitally productive type, then head over to the homepage at joannapieters.com to take the assessment and find out your most natural route to greater effectiveness, satisfaction and fulfillment.